Once a king or queen of Narnia, always a king or queen of Narnia. But what happened after they closed the wardrobe? It's been nearly 20 years since we first stepped through the wardrobe and into a world of talking animals, epic battles, and timeless magic. The Chronicles of Narnia films didn't just enchant a generation, they launched young stars into the spotlight and introduced us to unforgettable characters like Aslan, the Pevensey siblings, and the fierce centaur Aureus. But now, decades later, where are they? From breakout child stars who've become accomplished actors and directors to fantasy icons who went on to conquer Hollywood, this is the story of transformation. You'll barely recognize some of them. Others are still making waves in unexpected places. So get ready, because this isn't just a walk down memory lane. Let's open the wardrobe one more time. Georgie Henley as Lucy Pevensey. She was only 10 years old when she first stepped through the wardrobe and into our hearts. Georgie Henley's portrayal of Lucy Pevensey in the Chronicles of Narnia was nothing short of magical. With wide-eyed wonder and fierce loyalty, Lucy wasn't just the youngest Pevensey, she was the heart of the story. Fans adored her courage, innocence, and the way she believed in Narnia even when no one else did. Who could forget that unforgettable moment when she first met Aslan? After the Narnia trilogy ended in 2010, Georgie chose a path far from just big-budget fantasy. She took on bold, complex roles, from Perfect Sisters, a chilling crime drama, to the hauntingly mysterious The Sisterhood of Night. Not just content with acting, she also stepped behind the camera to write and direct her first short film, Tide, a love story told through a deeply personal lens. Georgie continued to impress with roles in Access All Areas and The Spanish Princess, where she transformed into a regal Margaret Tudor. Most recently, she returned to screens in The Diplomat and Partygate, showing off a mature, grounded presence that proves she's all grown up, but still full of depth. Now 29, Georgie rocks a chic black bob and carries 370,000 Instagram followers who still call her Queen Lucy. From wardrobe doors to royal courts, her journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Skander Keynes as Edmund Pevensey. In 2005, Skander Keynes stepped into the world spotlight as the brooding and complex Edmund Pevensey in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. At just 14, he played the sibling fans loved to hate, and then grew to admire. Edmund's redemption arc made him unforgettable, and Skander delivered it with raw emotion and quiet strength. He reprised the role in Prince Caspian in 2008, and again in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader in 2010, maturing with each film both on screen and off. But unlike many child stars, Skander made a graceful and complete exit from Hollywood. By 2016, at the age of 24, he officially retired from acting, trading fantasy realms for real-world impact. He earned a degree in Arabic and Middle Eastern history from Cambridge and went on to work as a political advisor in the UK Parliament. Now 33, Skander looks nearly unrecognizable from his Narnia days, sporting a sharper, more intellectual appearance with short, dark hair and a reserved demeanor. While he's no longer in front of the camera, he's deeply involved in policy and diplomacy behind the scenes, shaping international perspectives rather than fantasy worlds. From a troubled boy in Narnia to a well-respected political mind, Skander Keynes' transformation is both inspiring and refreshingly grounded. No social media, no spotlight, just quiet brilliance. William Moseley as Peter Pevensey. Back in 2005, William Moseley captured hearts as the brave and noble Peter Pevensey, the big brother every kid looked up to in the Chronicles of Narnia. At just 18, with his striking looks and calm confidence, William stepped into the role of a true leader, the High King of Narnia. Fans still remember the epic battle scenes and how Peter always stood his ground, sword in hand, no matter the odds. But William's journey didn't end when the wardrobe closed. After Voyage of the Dawn Treader in 2010, he didn't disappear like many young stars do. Instead, he took on indie roles and action-packed parts that pushed him in new directions. From the street chases of Run in 2013 to the war-torn drama The Silent Mountain in 2014, he kept evolving. In 2015, he turned heads again, this time as the charming but troubled Prince Liam in The Royals, a modern twist on royal life. Now 38, William looks more polished, grown up, but still has that boyish charm. With over 536,000 followers on Instagram, he shares glimpses of his life, travels, and behind-the-scenes moments. In 2024 and 2025, he's stepping into new roles in The Ballad of Davy Crockett and Home Sweet Home: Rebirth, showing the world he's not done yet. From Narnian king to global actor, William's grown with grace, and fans are still rooting for him. Anna Popplewell as Susan Pevensey. In 2005, the Chronicles of Narnia introduced us to Anna Popplewell as Susan Pevensey, the wise, poised, and practical older sister. At just 16, Anna gave Susan a quiet strength that balanced out the Pevensey siblings. She wasn't the loudest in the room, but when she spoke, you listened. Bow and arrows in hand, Susan was elegance mixed with steel. But Anna's acting journey started way before Narnia. She was already working in film by the time she was 6, appearing in Mansfield Park in 1999 and Girl with a Pearl Earring in 2003, alongside Scarlett Johansson. After Narnia wrapped, she didn't chase the spotlight. She picked roles that allowed her to grow. In 2012, she stepped into the sci-fi world with Halo 4, Forward Unto Dawn, and in 2013, she found her rhythm in period drama once again, playing Lola in Rain. Fast forward to 2023, Anna surprised everyone with her return in the horror bit The Nun 2, reminding fans that her talent hadn't faded. That same year, she also made her stage debut in Hedda Gabler, proving she's more than just a screen actress, she's a true performer. Now 36, Anna carries herself with the same grace Susan once did. Her face is familiar, but there's depth behind it now. Years of quiet growth, thoughtful choices, and an acting career that never needed flash to shine. Ben Barnes as Prince Caspian. When Prince Caspian hit theaters in 2008, a new face joined the Narnia saga. Charming, mysterious, and instantly captivating. At 26, he stepped into the role of the exiled prince with a quiet intensity and regal poise that left a lasting impression. Though not introduced until the second film, he quickly became a fan favorite, holding his own alongside the Pevensey siblings and bringing a deeper, more mature edge to the fantasy world. Before this breakout, the British actor had already dipped into screen work with small roles, including a brief appearance in Stardust in 2007. But the armor and sword of Caspian launched him into the spotlight. What followed was anything but typecasting. Over the next decade, he proved his range, from the morally twisted Billy Russo in The Punisher to the emotionally layered Logan Delos in Westworld, and most recently as the brooding General Kerrigan in Shadow and Bone. His screen presence only grew stronger, darker, and more magnetic. Now 43, he's far from the long-haired prince fans first met, sleek, stylish, and confident with over 2 million followers on Instagram. His career's still rising. Whether it's action, drama, or fantasy, he's carved out a space that blends heartthrob charm with serious acting chops, all while keeping a humble, grounded presence off-screen. Tilda Swinton as the White Witch, Jadis. Who could ever forget the chilling presence of the White Witch? Draped in icy elegance, Tilda Swinton brought a terrifying grace to Jadis, the cold-hearted sorceress who ruled Narnia with a frozen fist. Back in 2005, when The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe hit screens, her performance was so striking, it was hard to imagine anyone else in the role. That haunting stare, that calm, calculated menace, she didn't just play the villain, she was the villain. But long before casting spells in Narnia, Swinton was already commanding attention in the world of indie cinema. Her career began in the 1980s with experimental films, and by 1991 she was winning Best Actress at Venice for Edward II. Her transformation into a Hollywood powerhouse came full circle when she won an Oscar in 2008 for Michael Clayton. After Narnia, she went on to wow audiences in everything from We Need to Talk About Kevin to Snowpiercer and the Grand Budapest Hotel. And of course, Marvel fans know her as the all-knowing Ancient One. Now 64, she's embracing aging with that same bold individuality that defines her career. Her signature platinum blonde hair remains a statement, sharp, sophisticated, and undeniably her. With 188,000 followers on Instagram and a filmography that spans genres and decades, Tilda Swinton has never stopped redefining what it means to be a screen icon. Will Poulter as Eustace Scrubb. When The Village of the Dawn Treader hit theaters in 2010, a new face stole the spotlight. Will Poulter as Eustace Scrubb. At just 17, he turned a once annoying character into someone layered, lovable, and redeemable. His sharp wit and knack for awkward charm made Eustace unforgettable, and it was clear Poulter had something special. But his story didn't stop at Narnia. A year earlier, he'd already shown his comedic timing in Son of Rambo, 2007. And just a few years later, he was cracking up audiences in We're the Millers in 2013 as the hilariously clueless Kenny. That same year, he took home the BAFTA Rising Star Award, cementing his place as one to watch. What followed was a whirlwind of versatility, from action-packed roles in Maze Runner to emotional depth in The Revenant and mind-bending horror in Midsommar in 2019. His performance in Dopesick in 2021 earned him an Emmy nomination, proving he could carry serious drama just as easily. He's now 32 years old and has 1.2 million followers on Instagram. Will has also stepped into the Marvel Universe as Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in 2023. His once boyish features have matured into a strong, distinctive look. A blend of sharp confidence and quiet intensity. The awkward kid from Narnia, he's now one of Hollywood's most intriguing stars. James McAvoy as Mr. Tumnus. Long before he was known around the world, James McAvoy was just a teen from Glasgow chasing a dream. He made his film debut at only 15 in The Near Room in 1995, and throughout the early 2000s, he slowly built his name with TV roles in State of Play, Children of Dune, and Shameless. But in 2005, everything changed. At 26, McAvoy stepped into the magical world of Narnia as Mr. Tumnus, the gentle faun with kind eyes and a conflicted heart. Wrapped in a scarf and carrying an umbrella, he captured the audience with a quiet, emotional performance that instantly made him unforgettable. After Narnia, his career soared. He starred in The Last King of Scotland and Atonement, earning critical praise and BAFTA nominations. Then came X-Men, where he took on the role of Professor Xavier, and later Split and Glass, where he shocked viewers by playing a man with over 20 personalities. Now, 46 years old, James has grown from a shy newcomer to one of the most respected actors of his generation. He's taken on bold, diverse roles and never stopped evolving. With over 4 million followers on Instagram and a recent role in Speak No Evil in 2014, McAvoy continues to blend intensity and heart in every performance. From faun to film star, what a journey it's been. Peter Dinklage as Trumpkin the Dwarf. For Dragons, Thrones, and global stardom, Peter Dinklage was making waves in indie cinema. His debut came in Living in Oblivion in 1995, a dark comedy where his powerful presence stole scenes despite limited screen time. But it was The Station Agent in 2003 that truly put him on the map, a quiet, heartfelt film that showcased his depth, humor, and humanity. By the time he stepped into the world of Narnia as Trumpkin, the red-haired dwarf in Prince Caspian in 2008, Dinklage had already made a name for himself as a character actor who defied every Hollywood mold. His role in Narnia added a layer of charm and wit to the saga, and fans loved him for it. But the world would come to know Peter best as Tyrion Lannister in HBO's Game of Thrones from 2011 to 2019, a performance that earned him 4 Emmy Awards and global admiration. With sharp wit, emotional depth, and commanding intelligence, Tyrion wasn't just a fan favorite, he became one of TV's most iconic characters of all time. Since then, Dinklage has kept evolving. He appeared in major films like X-Men, Days of Future Past in 2014, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri in 2017, Avengers Infinity War in 2018, and most recently voiced Scourge in Transformers Rise of the Beasts in 2023. He also starred in The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now 56 years old, Peter continues to impress. In 2024, he stars in the highly anticipated adaptation of Wicked and a new film, She Loved Blossoms More, adding even more layers to a career already rich with unforgettable performances. With 4 million followers on Instagram and a reputation as one of the most respected actors in the world, Peter Dinklage remains a giant in every sense, just not in height. Patrick Paul Cake as Aureus. Before stepping into the world of Narnia, Patrick Paul Cake was already flexing his strength and skill in fantasy and action roles across television. In the early 2000s, he became a familiar face, and sometimes double, in the cult favorite Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, where he took on multiple roles, even serving as a body double for Kevin Sorbo's Hercules. But it was 2005 that marked his most iconic transformation, not as a hero in armor, but as Aureus, the noble and powerful centaur who fought valiantly beside Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Though hidden beneath layers of prosthetics and CGI, Cake's performance stood out. Aureus was brave, loyal, and unforgettable, a true warrior of Narnia. Outside of Narnia, Cake showed his range in the sci-fi series Cleopatra 2525, where he played Mauser across 23 episodes, a cybernetic engineer with a mysterious past. He lent his voice to the villain Skull Talks in Power Rangers Operation Overdrive, and took on a darker turn as Frank Robbins in the vampire thriller 30 Days of Night in 2007, sharing screen space with Josh Hartnett. Though he's stayed out of the Hollywood spotlight in recent years, Patrick Paul Cake's performance continues to echo in fan circles. From fantasy realms to post-apocalyptic sci-fi, he brought intensity, presence, and gravitas to every role, especially to the fearless centaur who galloped his way into Narnia history. From Narnian royalty to Hollywood legends, what a journey it's been. If you enjoyed revisiting these familiar faces and seeing where life took them, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss more magical transformations from your favorite childhood stars.